In recent news, Patrick Reed has refiled his $750 million lawsuit against Brandel Chamblee. It was initially withdrawn in August, but has since been refiled. Reed now targets Golf Channel broadcasters and their media businesses Golfweek and Gannett, in addition to Chamblee. So stay tuned to find out all the details, along with other need-to-know golf news dominating the headlines. First up, professional golfer Patrick Reed has filed a lawsuit for $750 million against these golf channels. Check it out. Just this week, the attorneys for Patrick Reed refiled a $750 million defamation case, adding Damon, Shane, Bacon and Eamon Lynch from the Golf Channel, along with Golfweek and its parent company Gannett. The action, which was initially filed on August 16th in a federal court in Texas, has now been moved to Florida. It centers around claims that the defendants conspired, engaged in defamatory statements, and committed tortious interference. According to the lawsuit, the defendants also conspired to devastate the upstart LIV Golf Tour, Mr. Reed, and fellow LIV Golf players, to annihilate any competition with the PGA Tour and DP World Tour, even if it meant violating antitrust laws and taking extreme and scandalous steps to conspire to defame, falsely injure, and tortiously interfere with Mr. Reed, fellow LIV Tour players, and the LIV Tour itself, for their anti-competitive conduct and anti-competitive practices that were apparently done to destroy the start of the LIV Golf Tour, Mr. Reed, along with other fellow LIV Golf players. They also claim that they plan to annihilate any competition, even if it means violating antitrust laws and going to extreme and scandalous measures to conspire to defame, falsely injure, and tortiously interfere with Mr. Reed, fellow LIV Tour players, and LIV, the defendant's attorney explained. The defendants also apparently branded Reed as a cheater, liar, thief, killer, and someone who collects blood money from tourists, according to the news release. Reed, the winner of the 2018 Masters, quit the PGA Tour when it penalized its players for participating in LIV Golf competitions without conflicting event releases. Nine-time PGA Tour champion Reed made more than $37 million throughout his career. In a federal antitrust lawsuit, LIV Golf and three of its players accused the PGA Tour of illegally suspending them and of exploiting its monopoly position to stifle competition. What do you think of this lawsuit? Will it hold up in court? Let us know. Now, with all this ongoing tension and drama within the sport of golf, Rory McIlroy wishes more than anything that things could be peaceful. Here's what he had to say. The ongoing conflict between Greg Norman's LIV Golf and the PGA Tour, which Rory McIlroy fears is tearing the game apart, has prompted him to urge on the game's feuding sides to come to a quick and peaceful agreement. Speaking in St. Andrews, which has gained notoriety due to British Open champion Cameron Smith's switch to LIV Golf, McIlroy said he was in favor of Norman and PGA Tour President Jay Monahan sitting around a table to resolve the escalating conflict. As numerous players, including Phil Mickelson, resigned from the antitrust action amid rumors that the Saudi-backed league was edging closer to a TV agreement, LIV is organizing another event in Thailand this week. Monahan has stated that he would like to speak with Norman, who revealed this week that he has called the PGA Tour and other tours for talks, but received no response. According to McIlroy, the situation is not favorable for the game, and a compromise between the parties is urgently required. I've always maintained that I believe there's a moment and a location where everyone concerned in this matter ought to gather and attempt to work together. With two lawsuits ongoing, it's very difficult for that to happen at the moment, he said. However, I don't want a disjointed game. Never, ever. Right now, golf is tearing itself apart, which is bad for everyone. According to McIlroy, the current situation, in which tournaments are played as 54-hole no-cut events, makes it impossible to explain LIV Golf's drive for world ranking points for players, including world number 3, Smith. The LIV circuit has also been adamant that it should be eligible for OWR points, and McIlroy doesn't see any issues with that, given that the LIV Tour features several talented golfers. But McIlroy said there needs to be some sort of compromise if that's going to happen, because LIV contestants play 3 rounds, only 54 holes at each tournament, while the PGA Tour plays 4 rounds. Speaking of the controversial golf league, CEO Greg Norman is hoping for it to be broadcast on major networks, and he's willing to pay a hefty amount to do so. Several sources have stated that LIV Golf is close to agreeing to a deal to buy airtime for its tournaments on American cable television. The possible contract with Fox Sports 1 is still being completed. The contract would not see LIV receive cash, despite the fact that media corporations generally pay sports leagues a sizable rights fee to air their content, according to a source involved with the negotiations. LIV, which is controversially funded by the Saudi Arabian government's Public Investment Fund, would purchase time on the popular cable channel to air its tournaments instead. Greg Norman, the CEO of the highly controversial LIV Tour, recently stated that he received a lot of interest from media firms looking to broadcast LIV competitions. He told ESPN that they were having live negotiations with 4 different networks and putting offers on the table, and of course, big, impressive ones. Now, according to a well-placed industry official, LIV tried to reach out to other broadcasters, including NBC, CBS, Disney, Apple, and Amazon, but was unsuccessful. Fox Sports only became engaged at Lachlan Murdoch's request, executive chairman and CEO of Fox Corp. The son-in-law of Donald Trump, Jared Kushner, reportedly called broadcasters last month to drum up interest in a LIV television package. Now, it's no secret by this point that the LIV has drawn heavy criticism as the Saudi regime's attempt to use sports washing to deflect attention from its appalling record on human rights. Additionally, families of those killed on September 11th protested a LIV tournament that was held this summer at Trump Bedminster in New Jersey because they believe Saudi Arabia was heavily involved in the terrorist attacks. It's unknown whether the LIV-Fox agreement will go into force in 2023 or sooner, according to sources, but it is almost certainly a done deal. There are still 3 LIV events planned for 2022. All will be held in Bangkok, Thailand, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and Trump Doral in Miami the following month. And finally, in the ongoing drama of the LIV versus PGA, the PGA Tour have filed a countersuit. But why? Well, here's everything you need to know. According to various online sources, the PGA Tour filed a countersuit against the LIV Golf Invitational Series this week, accusing the league of trying to persuade prominent golfers to break their contracts with the tour by asserting that the tour couldn't enforce them. In response to the updated complaint filed by the LIV Golf League and others in Northern California, the tour filed the lawsuit on Wednesday. The tour claimed that LIV Golf, which had promised golfers hundreds of millions of dollars, wanted judges to declare its rules unconstitutional with the stroke of a pen. In a countersuit filed this week against the LIV Golf Invitational Series, the PGA Tour alleged that the new Saudi Arabian-backed league was attempting to persuade top golfers to break their agreements with the tour by asserting that the tour couldn't enforce those agreements. Doug Ferguson of the Associated Press reported that the countersuit was filed by the PGA Tour. The lawsuit was submitted on Wednesday as the tour's reply to the modified complaint made in Northern California by LIV Golf and others. After guaranteeing golfers hundreds of millions of dollars, the tour claimed that LIV Golf wants courts to declare its rules unlawful with the stroke of a pen. Phil Mickelson was one of the 11 golfers who joined LIV Golf in suing the tour for federal antitrust violations earlier this year. Since then, however, all have persisted except Taylor Gooch, Peter Uihlein, and Matt Jones. Mickelson was one among those who withdrew his name from the complaint earlier this week, claiming that his participation was no longer required. According to the tour's filing, the 3 individuals still involved in litigation intend to benefit themselves in utter contempt of the pledges they made to the tour. LIV Golf claimed that the tour engaged in anti-competitive behavior, among other things, by barring players from participating in LIV Golf competitions and by unfairly suspending golfers after they departed the tour. And there you have it, everything you need to know about Patrick Reed and why he's refiled a $750 million lawsuit against some of golf's biggest media channels and broadcasters. The ongoing tension within the golf world at the moment is unlike anything we have ever seen. Now, make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with Reed and his lawsuit? Do you think he has a real shot of winning? Also, when will all of this LIV versus PGA drama end? Let us know, and as always, thanks for watching.